pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 20 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 11 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. 2 people are dead following a shooting overnight in Ambridge. Shooting happened around 2:30 this morning on Locust Street. When officers arrived, the 2 people were already dead. Right now, there's no word on what led up to the shooting or the identities of those who were killed, as well as any suspect descriptions. 2 Propel School staff members have been let go from their positions after they made what the school said were inappropriate posts on social media about President Trump and Iran. The employees were originally placed on leave, but Saturday afternoon, the charter school system said the decision was made to terminate them. In a statement, the school system said that Propel, quote, rejects any suggestion of harm or violence toward anyone, end quote. 2 people were taken to the hospital after they were in a truck that collided with a freight train. This happened Saturday afternoon at the Culverts Crossing in Union Township, Lawrence County. 59-year-old man and 40-year-old woman were in the truck when the crash occurred. Newcastle News reports the CSX train was traveling 40 miles per hour at the time of the collision. Union Township Police Chief said the 2 adults injured suffered minor to moderate injuries. Officials said all railroad crossing signs and warning signals were activated and functioning properly at the time of the collision. Well, Allegheny County detectives arrested a man wanted on multiple warrants after he was found hiding in an attic. 32-year-old Devon James was on the run for about a month after probation violation warrants were issued in 2 separate cases involving guilty pleas to firearms violations. Police found him Friday morning hiding in an attic. That's in a home on Hubbard Street on the north side. James was also wanted by the city of Pittsburgh on strangulation, simple assault, and robbery charges. He's currently in the Allegheny County Jail. KDKA Radio News Time is 11:02. We have the AccuWeather forecast next.
This year, instead of buying gadgets that promise to change your life, consider investing in something that actually will. Better sleep. At the Original Mattress Factory, we know quality sleep affects your productivity, relationships, and overall well-being more than any app or device. We hand-build each mattress one at a time using the finest materials. And since we build them locally, you save money. When you invest in better sleep, you're investing in a better version of yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got U.S.-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings clouds and colder conditions with a high of 24, leading to the risk for some flurries late tonight and a low of 18. Watch for snow showers tomorrow, otherwise windy and colder with plenty of clouds and a high of 25, with cold conditions on Tuesday and a mix of clouds and sun, high 17. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's sports down and dirty. Pittsburgh style. It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. And brought to you by Leon's Billiards and more.
Well, since we last met, the Steelers are done. Tomlin is gone. Harbaugh is now the head man of the Giants. Stefanski, who used to be with the Browns, is now in Atlanta. And LaFleur gets to hang on to his job with a bit of a pay raise in Green Bay. And, oh, yeah, that college football championship yesterday in the pros, Bo Nix got him to a win. But, oops, he broke his ankle late in the game. He's done for the year. And what else happened yesterday? Seattle lived up to the billing, and they pounced on the San Francisco 49ers. And today it's the ferocious Houston Texans defense taking on Drake May and New England. And, of course, the Rams and Bears in the frozen community of Soldiers Field in Chicago. So we got all of that to get to. Greg Diolis Law, he is busier than I am. He's on TV. He's on KDK when I'm not here because people want his opinion because it matters. And I want this man's opinion about that college football championship in which the Hoosiers trying to go paving that way to an undefeated season and grabbing the gold in college football, led by Mr. Cignetti and Fernando Mendoza against Miami at Hard Rock Stadium tomorrow night. Here he is, longtime, 33 years in the making until recently head coach of the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes, helping us with football X and O's. He's in the Metropolitan Window video screen where you can hear it and see it stream live, kdkradio.com. Click on KDK Watch. Mr. Gino DeMarco. Good morning, Coach.
Morning, Rob. Morning, Greg.
Good morning, Coach.
Interesting introduction.
Yes.
How we doing?
Excellent.
Everyone wants Greg's opinion on a daily basis. Nobody wants my opinion.
I do.
That's not true.
On a daily basis. I just think it's a great contrast. So let's get to work.
All right. So the last time you were here, kind of like you, 33 years, longest tenured coach in any level of football until you finally said enough is enough. Mike Tomlin, after an incredible run, just under 2 decades, has walked away. We talked, you and I, but talk to me as far as the radio audience is concerned, and what do you make of it? They were saying, and he was saying, not this year, maybe next year, could be a career in television, but now the winds have changed. Miami is calling the Steelers saying, hey, we may be interested in trading for him, and Tomlin says, hey, I might want to coach in warmer weather. So the latest as far as the thought process of Gino DeMarco on our beloved Mike Tomlin. Go ahead.
I don't know what the thought process is for Coach Tomlin. I just know that it has got to be surreal to walk out of the stadium. And as I saw one Pittsburgh writer put, the words that he said and continued to use as far as the standard is the standard, he walks by them for the last time last Monday night. And then we've got all the coaches. The coaches are not going to be retained. We talked about Danny Smith. He's 70 years old, and Danny's a Pittsburgh guy. And now I'm hearing that Atlanta may want to take a look at him, whatever. But there is so much that goes in to these jobs. I think the public sees just the games and the strategy and the plays. There is an incredible amount of work, and that's why they're paid the way that they are, because of the demand of the game, but because of their knowledge and because of their organizational skills.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Coach Tomlin was to step away from the game completely. It may not be this year, but I think he has too much football left in him. He's got too much energy, too much drive to not continue that football. And you know this, you're a football guy. It's hard for you, I'm sure, to be completely stepped away from that process, from going into your office every day, from looking at, I guess it used to be called game film, then game tape, and now it's whatever you want to call it. But to not be looking at some video aspect of a play to prepare for the next day, the next season, in his case, the next draft class. I'm sure he feels a tremendous void right now, waking up in the morning and not having to be somewhere.
Absolutely. The process, as he described, was really something that he himself did. I mean, 5:30 in the morning, you're going to show up at the stadium or show up at your office ready to go to work. And, the game ended at 11:15. And for these guys, this is the way it is, especially being the head coach, because you've got to be there before everyone else gets in. You're running meetings, you're asking questions, you're evaluating tape, and you got to see it yourself. And Coach Tomlin would do that by himself before he would bring the other coaches in. And right now he's just, I saw a clip where he's down in Georgia, just enjoying his daughter who is on the gymnastics team there. And Greg, I think you're right. I mean, he's too much of a ball coach to sit out, but I think for this year he will.
Yeah, and to a certain extent, you can't blame him. You got kids at that area, that age, where you want to be able to kind of enjoy what's going on. He missed a whole lot of his son Dino's career while he was playing at Boston College because he wasn't able to get to a whole lot of those games. Now, I'm sure with private planes and things like that, he probably attended more than we know. But even still, you weren't able to get to all of them.
All right, let's get down to the business at hand because we are short on time. Lots more to come today, including picking our weekly winners in today's game and a look back at yesterday's action in the National Football League. So, Gino, up first. Indiana, can they complete the greatest rebuild in college football history with a win tomorrow against Miami?
Well, I believe they can, but I believe it's going to be a lot closer than people anticipate. And I think one of the reasons why on the other side of the ball, Miami has a story and of their own, and this is just an amazing matchup between the two of these teams and the coaches, and the fact that they've gone, from program to another program, and the transformational process that both of these programs have taken. So I think they can, but it's going to be close.
And I was just going to look up the point spread for the game, and it leads me to a question. We saw a bunch of ugly reports this week about the college basketball and point shaving and things of that nature, and it dawned on me that it was something to ask of you is, what did you have to have any kind of conversations in your locker rooms with your players, warning them against being involved, not necessarily being involved, but even, going down that road of making any kind of wagers or things of that nature?
Well, I mean, we're going back even 20 years. That's right in our More Than Conquerors manual that we had with our players, was just gambling in itself and what it can do to destroy a family. But then there was the issue of, you're hanging out with people that aren't necessarily looking out for your best interests. And we had to, all the time. And in the last couple of years, Greg, I just have to be emphatic about it because of what's happened. I mean, there was a situation that happened out at Iowa with Coach Ferentz, and so we had to address that all the time.
All right, listen, and one of the concerns is they're going to go after the lesser-known schools because it's easier to breach the athletes. So that was a good question. Okay, let's kind of wrap up on this college football championship game. Gino DeMarco with us. So how's Miami's defense going to handle Indiana's high-powered offense? And I know these are guys that want to pressure. They've got one of the best front fours that we've seen in the history of college football. But this guy, Fernando Mendoza, thrives on pressure. So how do they approach Mendoza without going full throttle all the time? Go ahead.
Well, the actual issue with Miami is what's going on back in the secondary. So, I mean, they can get home quick. The question is, are they going to be able to cover the wideouts? Indiana. And Indiana's wideouts, their room, like we talked about them last week, that's a special room that they have. They really do. I think Mendoza is going to be able to do it. He's got that personality, and he's got that type of meaner and leadership skill. Quarterbacks who are real true passers and real true field generals are not fazed at all by the blitz. It's just something that you're getting man coverage. You just got to find a guy, find your read, and he does it as well as anybody in college ball.
I was interested. You talk about quarterbacks, the good quarterbacks that almost thrive on the blitz. In the game yesterday, Jared Allen had a situation where he had a running back come out of the backfield. I think it was in the game tying drive, if I'm not mistaken, where he basically told his running back, just give me a little chip, let that guy come. I'll take care of getting away from him. You go out and get open. And I think it was they had a 3rd and 8. And he got gained 9 yards on the play. The real high quality QBs, they'll invite that, bring that extra guy in, and then they'll throw right behind that blitz, which could be something that Mendoza does. But Gino, if I may just add on to that. We saw the formula for success with the Eagles in last year's Super Bowl, where they're just basically their front four. They hardly blitzed at all in that game, but they were able to get that front four after people. And I think that's what Miami's probably going to try to do, because that front four is so good, to just rush with those guys. And then you got 7 guys playing against, probably, 3 men in a route. So you have your chance that way. If that's the formula for success, it could be the answer.
Go ahead, Gino.
Well, if you get home with 4, you've got all kinds of possibilities as a defensive coordinator. And you still have to have an answer to that. And what we found out from the Chiefs last year is you're going to have to move the pocket. You're going to have to give the quarterback a different window to throw. You're going to have to be able to give the defense the pressure of being able to cover crossing routes, sitting in zones. We call it finding grass. It's just it's the game within the game. And let's not kid ourselves. They're going to get home, but a lot of times you step up in the pocket. You always have to create this exit strategy for your quarterback if you're putting together an offense and you're up against these kinds of teams. Like, here's what happens. Here's where you're going with this on this play. Here's the 1, 2, 3 on this play. And it has to be drilled all the time. And the beautiful thing about all this, man, is this. Coaches put everything up on the board. We'll practice it. We'll do it. And then it happens in game time. And now what you have is just an instinct of players who are familiar with each other playing, creating these phenomenal plays. And you saw that yesterday with Jared Allen.
All right. Gino, what was it Mike Tyson used to say? Everybody has a game plan.
That's right. That's Mike Tyson. Hey, have a great rest of your day, okay?
Yes, you too. Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll come back with some analysis in our own as far as Carson Beck. If he performs well, could he actually take that number 2 slot that was supposed to be Dante Moore's with the New York Jets? And Jerry Schmidt, more on the college football championship coming up at the bottom of the hour. And then, of course, it's all football all the time. And we're going to sprinkle in some baseball because I'm feeling some spring training that'll be here before you know it. Stay with us.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Paramount Plus is the new home of UFC, and we're coming out swinging with UFC 324.
Oh, what a shot!
And 325 Boom! On back-to-back weekends. The new era is here.
It's time!
Every fight.
Bam!
Yes. One subscription.
Oh my goodness!
Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Back-to-back blockbuster UFC events this month, only on Paramount Plus.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
All right, let's talk some more college football, and Jerry Schmidt will be here in just a couple of moments. Does Carson Beck go up the ladder in a big way if he pulls this game out?
Oh, sure. Yeah, because you have that hey, I'm quarterback the national championship team, but you were playing against a team that didn't have all draft picks. You were playing against a college team, so you weigh the good with the bad. But if winners win, and if he's that type of player, and he has shown that, now you got to caution that or cushion that with he's played 7 years in college football. You've probably seen the ceiling of him, and if you feel that ceiling is good enough, then you want him around. He's probably a pretty high quality backup at worst. But is he ever going to be a guy that can bring an NFL team to that next level? He's shown a lot of really good things. He's been way more mobile than we expected him to be, using his legs to get guys out into the open. And, he came back from a pretty bad injury last year at Georgia, where he was, ready to throw a ball and just got his whole shoulder ripped up. So I'm not a fan. But I could see how some teams would draft him, but I don't think he's a first-round pick.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the future of this playoff when they expand, and as though they're going to. You think this thing brought the sizzle this year?
I think it was but Indiana was that thing that gave everybody reason to talk. But it seems like every year there is something that creates that reason to talk. The problem with the playoff is that first round of games when you got one playing 16 now, because they'll probably go to 16 teams.
Right.
And if you got one playing 16, you're going to have a lot of mismatches. So you're going to have to look for that, 5-9 type game that will be better. It's sort of like the NCAA basketball tournament, where in most cases, that 1-16 game, or in each of the quadrants, that 1 versus 16 game is not usually a very good matchup. But every once in a while, you see something good to it. But most likely, you're going to end up with a game like the Seattle Seahawks beating the San Francisco 49ers last night, and everybody turned it off at halftime.
All right, so let's talk about our beloved Pitt. You mentioned basketball, and I was going to save it and maybe escape it if I could possibly. Capel, Louisville, they get crushed.
Yeah, and they came off of a fairly decent game at Georgia Tech, so it was bad. Because I was looking forward to it. You had the end of the Bills game, and you're like, all right, now we can flip Pitt over. We flip over to Pitt. They were down 13-0 to start the game. They were down 40 points and lost the game by 41. Horribly disappointing game.
All right, so the football team gets to keep the young stud out of Ohio, Heinzel, coming back. Should we be excited about that?
Very much so. Yes, yeah. Football is now a quarterback game. And if you've got a good quarterback, you have a chance.
What makes you believe he's a good quarterback?
We watched him. We watched what he did. He brought them from a season that was going to be in 100% turmoil, and went on a very nice run after the Louisville game to get them to a point where they were playing in a game at the last game of the season. They were in it with a chance to go to the ACC championship game. I think that's all you need to ask for at Pitt.
But we saw the same thing with Holstein, and now he's headed to Virginia. So what makes you believe this will be a different ending?
I just feel like this kid has a little bit of that wow factor that we didn't see elsewhere. He has more consistency. Now, like Holstein, he came out like a house of fire, tailed off a little bit toward the end, although he looked a little bit better in the bowl game after he got through the first quarter. So I'm all about him. I think they did the right thing. They've got one that they wanted, and they've been able to install him and know that they've got at least a full year of him at the helm, being the guy that's going to come in. No competition at camp. He'll be your guy coming into the season. They added a little bit in the transfer portal, added an offensive lineman from Penn State. So there is some juice to them. We can now announce that our buddy Sean Fitzsimmons is staying home.
That's a great thing.
And Actually, Jeremiah Warren, another Milk and Honey guy, is coming over from Illinois to also be on that front line. So it's going to be really I think they did some good things in the portal. They lost some guys, no doubt.
Bowles being one of them.
Yeah, and that's an important one. But some of the guys that did jump into the portal then jumped back to Pitt. So, it's going to be interesting.
All right, speaking of Pitt, I find this story very interesting, and it's a high school story, but it's worth talking about. Eric Kasparovich is going back to North Hills, where he played for Jack McCurry. The ability on both sides of the ball got him a scholarship. He ended up at Pitt playing safety. That's a good story. I kind of wish they would have signed him as an assistant at Pitt, because I think he would have done wonders for them. And that's just my thought process. But I don't know. That's a feel-good story.
It is. And I think he teaches at North Hills, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's, more of a convenience factor for him. Got to coach his son in Mars, got through that, and now I think, and if I'm Jack McCurry and haven't had a chance to text him yet, I think that's a good story. And for those of us who love the roots of King football, that's a good story. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can bring North Hills back to prominence, because they dominated with Coach McCurry for many years. This is one of those circuitous stories, one of those, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Aren't there some rumors about something going on at West Allegheny?
Yeah, well, we'll just say it. Being that they decided not to, they parted company at Penn State. Bobby Palco's back out there again, and he's another guy like Tomlin who loves football.
And the West Allegheny job's open, if I'm not mistaken.
Call all about your first love. You know what I mean? I think that's why, with his Heinzel kid, Pitt's his first love. He's young. And I just like stories like that. And I think what's happening in college football, Bo Nix being one, and we mentioned Beck, when you start bouncing around to all these schools, how do you have the flavor? I mean, you have the cash, and I get it, but there's got to be something about the college experience, or just it's all about the money.
There's a lot of flavor in the cash, and you can get multiple college experiences with the money that these guys have. So, they're not living in a dorm with 3 other kids, I can tell you that much.
And they're not driving around in a 1973 Ford Pinto either.
There you go.
All right, short break. We'll come back. We got lots to get to. Coach Jerry Schmidt will join us on the other side. So I got a minute, and hopefully we'll get a chance to revisit it. I don't know. I'm just getting excited. Maybe too much about the Pirates. I don't know. I just can't get them off my mind of late.
Well, they do this to us every year, but this year there seems to be more jazz to it. Mm-hmm. We were having to manufacture it last year. There wasn't anything that we really could feel all that good about. But this year you sign a bomber. You signed some, and we'll talk about this after the break, but, so they went into the international pool and signed some kids that are really intriguing prospects down the line, including Wilmer Guerrero, I believe is the way we pronounce it, but he's Vlad Guerrero's cousin, and a guy that's looking like he's really something that's going to be special down the road, and a true natural shortstop.
Just remember, I have a lot of cousins that are athletic. Yes. And great ability, and I have none, so that doesn't mean anything about the bloodline. You either have it or you don't.
Like Hank Aaron had a brother Tommy, right?
Right.
More home runs than any brother combination.
Absolutely. All right, short break. We'll come back. On the other side, Jerry Schmidt, Duquesne Dukes.
Friends, this is Rob Pratt, joined again by John Diagardi of Rome Monuments. John, we've talked a lot about how families should take some time to mourn before selecting a monument. So why do so many people still rush into it?
Well, we're hearing that some folks are under the false impression that they have to buy a monument right away, and even that they have to buy it directly from the cemetery if they want to make sure it will be protected.
And that's just not the case, right?
Not at all, Rob. Rome can design and install a memorial in any cemetery, and no matter which cemetery you choose, our total protection warranty will always remain in effect.
So basically, people should never be pressured into choosing a memorial right away and are never required to buy it from the cemetery.
That's right, Rob.
Thanks so much, John. And folks, you can learn more at RomeMonuments.com or visit one of their 9 area showrooms.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKA-Radio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is 21 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 11:30. I'm Rob Taylor. One woman was shot, another was stabbed Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh's Brighton Heights neighborhood. Pittsburgh police say a 3-round shot spotter alert brought them to the 1500 block of Antrim Street around 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. They found a woman who was shot in the chest nearby, though, in the 3200 block of Richardson Street. She was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Moments later, a woman arrived by private vehicle to Allegheny General Hospital with a stab wound to the leg. Police believe the women were involved in an altercation that took place prior to the shooting. The incident is under investigation. 2 people were in a truck when that truck collided with a freight train in Lawrence County. Collision happened Saturday afternoon around 3 o'clock at the Coverts Crossing. That's in Union Township. 59-year-old man and 40-year-old woman were in the truck when the crash occurred. Newcastle News says the CSX train was traveling 40 miles per hour at the time of the collision. Union Township Police Chief said the 2 adults injured suffered minor to moderate injuries. Officials also said that all railroad crossing signs and warning signals were activated and functioning properly at the time of the collision. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Next updates at noon. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Why deal with crowded hotels and packed pools when you can have the whole place to yourself? At SWAC Vacation Rentals, some homes come with private lazy rivers, indoor pools, massive game rooms, and outdoor kitchens built for the whole crew. These aren't hotel rooms, they're private vacation playgrounds, managed by us, cared for by us, and ready when you arrive. And when you book direct, you keep more of your vacation budget where it belongs, with you. Find your unforgettable stay at SWAC. SWACK Vacations.com. That's SWACVacations.com.
Revitalize your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select vanities and free delivery during our bath savings event. Plus, get up to 40% off select shower heads. No matter what style you're looking for, we've got you covered. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A stray flurry early, otherwise mostly cloudy and cold this afternoon, high 24. Cloudy tonight with a couple of flurries late, low 18. And mostly cloudy, windy, and cold tomorrow with a couple of snow showers, high 25. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Let's welcome the coach in from the Duquesne Dukes. Jerry Schmidt joins us, Metropolitan Window video screen. You can see it and hear it stream live. Click on KDKARadio.com, KDK Watch. Listen, mutual friend Pat DeMayo and I had a great conversation, just talking sports the other day. If he's happy about the Pirates, I'm happy about the Pirates. So let's get this football thing behind us, and let's get ready, gentlemen, for some Pittsburgh Pirates. I know you were a fan growing up in Panther Hollow, and Jerry, I know how much you love the Pirates. I've always loved the Pirates. Wouldn't it be nice through all of the disappointment with our great football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and our buddy Mike Tomlin leaving, that maybe the Pirates might actually do something that we can get excited about this year? What do you think?
I think it's a pretty exciting time right now in Pittsburgh. Penguins are playing pretty well. They're in the playoff hunt. And absolutely, we're all excited about the Pirates. I'm an old boy. I went to Forbes Field when I was a little boy, my first couple games. And so I've been through the Clemente, Stargell. Yes, really excited about this year.
Now, Jerry, there have been a lot of signings by the Pirates this offseason during the Hot Stove League, but they haven't really cemented that middle reliever type role. Now, we saw a local football coach throw out a first pitch and had some steam on one this year. Is there any truth to the fact that you've been working on something like behind the scenes for us?
Well, they said my curveball's not very good, but you talk about the middle reliever, and that's why I listen to your show, so I can get the expertise about the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm just excited there's some movement, and they're making some moves, and they're trying to improve, always trying to get better.
Well, Rob said that he has to work with a screwball every Sunday from 11 to 1, so,
Listen, I hosted Pirate Sunday for 10 years. There was nothing more joyful than that, running over there in between newscasts and going up through the Outback Steakhouse kitchen, getting into that beautiful studio. For a kid that grew up listening to KDK Radio and my beloved Pirates my entire life, to be in the air chair on KDK, representing the Pirate organization and this great brand. Listen, if I never accomplish anything else the rest of my life, I am one blessed individual. I love my Pirates, and I'm hoping for the best for sure. Okay, before we get to the college football championship tomorrow night, it's Coach Signetti, of course, number one, Indiana and Miami. And by the way, the point spread is what now?
8.
8 for Indiana. Okay, betrivers.net. Let's talk about Mike Tomlin, from the heart, coach. It's going to be really tough not seeing him on the sidelines with the Steelers anymore. And no matter what any of the critics, pundits, or fans say, I don't think we'll ever see somebody who has done what he did during his tenure with our football team, at least in our lifetime anyway. Go ahead, Mike Tomlin.
No, absolutely not. What he's accomplished over his years here, what he's done for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the city of Pittsburgh, whether you think he could have done more, but class act, certainly entertaining, us all in the way he approaches it. I learned a lot off him, listening to him, watching him, the way he operates, the way he gets guys to play for him. Certainly going to be a loss, but you understand that's the nature of the profession and the position and the beauty of the sport. Everybody has their opinion, and it elicits so much emotion, good and bad. And that's what's exciting about it. If we weren't all concerned about it or talking about it, the whole fan base, we wouldn't have a football town here in Pittsburgh, and we have a great football town. So we credit what he's done. I'm certainly going to miss him. It surprised me. I was sitting here working that day on doing this transfer portal stuff and came across my phone, and it kind of shocked me that it happened.
Yeah, much to his credit, in the 19 years he was there weren't very many meaningless football games that were played at Acrisure and Heinz Field. They were in it all the way to the end of almost every season that he coached.
And you look back, even Coach Knoll, one of the greatest of all time, had a couple seasons there that, they struggled down the stretch. So that's a very good point, Greg. They were battling till the end, and sometimes I know the results didn't end great, but sometimes you get a play here and there, and you might have been able to move on a little bit. And it didn't have to be in that playoff game. It might have been a couple injuries early in the season. Because roster's a big part of it. Personnel is a huge part of it. And, what happens through the season, the injuries and the depth, if you're not in it and you don't study it like you guys do and I do, You might not understand how big of an impact maybe just one little injury where a guy misses or he's out for the season, and it's hard to pick up a guy at that level, can impact the football game and the season.
Speaking of that, of how one little instance, one little play can make a difference. If we go back and analyze a little bit of the game, the Monday night game, the playoff game, the pick and or scoop and score touchdown, Aaron Rodgers got hit in the head on that play, and if that turns into a roughing the passer penalty, still Steelers football, as opposed to a scoop and score the other direction. That's one of those plays that really changes the outcome of the whole future. It's almost like there's a new movie out about, if JFK hadn't gotten shot, how would the world have changed? How much different would our world be? Because we'd have had possibly another weekend worth of watching Steelers games and celebrating, as opposed to, being all moribund and talking about, what could have been.
I agree with you. I said right away he got hit in the head as soon as it happened live. And then they showed the replays, and I still felt that way. That should have been a penalty. Because in the NFL, if you hit in the head or neck area, that is a penalty. And it could have made a difference. May not have, as any coach will tell you, and Coach Tomlin's the same. One play doesn't decide the entire football game, but it could have made a difference. That's how tight these games. How about these games, these wild card games, and the game yesterday? The Bills. I mean, it should, as much as we hear complaints about Coach Tomlin at times throughout the city of Pittsburgh, should that guy in Buffalo be fired? That head coach in Buffalo?
Certainly not in my opinion, but there are rumors that's the case, that could happen. And Terry Pagula is used to getting his way, and if they're not winning, that could be something that changes. Jared, quick question for you on.
Wait, let him.
I'm
finish.
sorry, I apologize.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I mean,
Coach.
that guy. I mean, they're winning. They're just not getting to the big dance, and they're in tight games every single time, and you never know what could happen.
Here's the thing, and if McDonald and Seattle go all the way, do you realize what kind of pressure that's going to put on every other franchise? He's our coach. If he did it, you can do it in a couple of years, or your first playoff game, you win, you move in, you win it all, because they looked unstoppable, even though Frisco was all banged up. But I got to get your thoughts on this, and I'm going to give Greg the last word, and we're going to come back and do a little college football. Going to give you a bonus round because you've been so nice to join us today, Coach, on such a short notice. But okay. I just, what's going through your mind when you're a coach and you just win a thriller to advance to the AFC Championship game, and you find out your franchise quarterback broke his ankle and he's out for the rest of the year? You got to come back out and talk to the media, Sean Payton, and say, we just thought we'd get it out there now. Bo Nix broke his ankles, having surgery in Birmingham on Tuesday. He's done for the year.
I mean, I know who Peyton is, and I saw it real quick. He knows his next guy can do it. He understands. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's like playing a football game. You play the next play. You don't worry about the last one. There's nothing you can do about it. It's over. He's nothing they can do about it now, and he answered it that way. Stidman's going to come in and win the game. He's going to play great. And the team, you're going to get a boost from the team. They're going to rally around him, and I think Peyton's a great offensive mind, and he'll set up a game plan to put him in a position to be successful.
See, I'm different. I'm going down to the hallway to my offensive coordinator and strangling him to death because he ran a quarterback sweep that to the left that had no chance of being successful anyway. But that's just me.
All right.
Yeah, but
go ahead,
you would have high-fived him when he did it a couple times before for first downs.
No doubt.
All right. Does Seattle look as good as they seemed yesterday, even though they were missing Bosa and they were missing Kittle? Man, they looked pretty good, did they not, Coach?
Yeah, they're a good defensive football team, just like the Houston Texans. They're a really good defensive football team and solid offensively, and that wins playoff football games. It's like the old Steelers. It's the 4 Super Bowl Steelers. Great defensive football and solid offense.
So spoiled. But I got to ask you, we got to dip into the crystal ball here. Who would you like to see, or maybe a couple of candidates? And I know Mike McCarthy from Greenfield, Pennsylvania, is going to interview here, from what I understand, maybe as early as tomorrow. But can this team be competitive right away? Will Howard, or do you think it's a complete rebuild? Pick any of them or all of them. Go ahead.
Ooh, that's a great question. I haven't studied the roster. I know they got work to do because, the consensus, as you guys know, we're an older roster, and there's got to be some changeover in how they're going to manage that. Do you go into it saying we might have a couple tough seasons, but we're going to build this thing to get where some of these teams are now? That's why those guys make the big bucks in the front office. Yeah, I've seen some of the names. I think Coach Hafley, that's interesting, from Green Bay. He was not only was he at Pitt as an assistant coach, but he was also an assistant in Albany when we used to play them under Bob Ford. Good young guy. And now he's moved his way all the way up to the D coordinator of the Packers, and he's getting interviewed for the Steelers job. So he has some local ties here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and he's an interesting guy because he was the head coach at Boston College, and really he was kind of just fed up with what he had, and stepped aside in order to take I guess it's going from a head coach at BC to a D coordinator in the NFL. I'm not sure that's not even a little bit worse than a lateral hire, but I think he had his sights set higher down the road, and he didn't like some of the things that he was having to deal with at BC.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And interesting enough, we were playing them that year when he left. We were supposed to play him. And I was looking forward to meeting him at the 50-yard line and talking about the old Albany Duquesne days, when we used to battle in the NEC.
I would like to see Marcus Freeman, but that ship has sailed, I think. But the guy that I really have got laser focus on, it's Don Shula's grandson, Chris Shula, with Los Angeles. 39, obviously it's in his blood. You can get a good O coordinator. Maybe Coach McDaniel doesn't want to become a head coach and he doesn't take a Cleveland job or whatever, and you can get a defensive coordinator. I just think you got to go the blueprint that's been successful for them in the past until somebody proves me wrong, and you got to get somebody that can work with Will Howard. And look, I'm not saying he's Josh Allen. A lot of similarities, big, strong. I think the prototype you need, durability in the National Football League. You put a couple of pieces around him, you get Washington back. Running game gets a little bit better. This offensive line's going to get better. Maybe you can shore up that secondary a little bit. I still think the Steelers, if they just kind of go slow, there's something to be said about a Pittsburgh Steelers football team. I think they can compete in their division next year, and it might not be a handful of years before we get a chance to go back to the playoffs. Coach, you can get an answer on that, then we'll come back and talk the college football championship. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. Small, slight changes, methodical progression, because, the AFC North has got all new staffs. So who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen with their front offices? So you absolutely have a chance to do that. It will be quite an interesting offseason. You guys got a lot of work to do and have a lot to talk about in the next couple of weeks because of all this going on.
Hey, go ahead. What do you think about Stefanski going to the Falcons? And obviously Harbaugh goes to the Giants. LaFleur gets the extension. Go ahead, Greg.
Well, for a guy in Cleveland to win the Coach of the Year twice, with the Cleveland Browns, he's got to have something about him. And I do like him. I do like his style. He's very aggressive. He's a definite go-for-it on fourth down guy, which, Jerry, have you changed? I know this is off the topic of what I was supposed to say, but have you changed your theory on going for it on fourth down? Because it seems like everybody's a go-for-it on fourth down guy now, and that never used to be the case in football.
No, it wasn't. It was always field position. It's still a field position game, but there's analytics that say, what's your best chances to win the game at certain areas of the field. And we have those statistics, but I don't go strictly by the statistics. There's got to be a feel for the game as it progresses and what's going on. Obviously, on the short yardage ones, these new, well, not new, but everybody's using the tush push or the whatever you want to call it. Gives you a higher percentage chance. No, we're not all in on it. There's certain situations. 2 years ago, we were, I think, ranked first in percentage of making fourth down. We did a really good job at it, but the better offensive team you have, the better you're going to be at that too.
All right.
Yeah, but when you go 2 for 2, it's not hard to have a high percentage, Coach.
All right, guys, let me pay some bills. Let me pay some bills, or we won't be coming back after the break. So we're going to take a break and come back. All I can say is thanks to Coach Tomlin. Always good to me. Class act. Wish him nothing but the best. I'm really selfish. I don't want him to ever coach again. I want him to go work with Coach Cowher on the NFL Today, and I can watch the duo every single Sunday as I grow old loving the game that is the National Football League. Stay with us. Some college football championship news with the coach from the Duquesne Dukes, Jerry Schmidt, on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, KDKA.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. And brought to you by Butler Transit Authority. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Barry and Steve Aronich from Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center. You know, getting something new creates excitement. For instance, on a scale of 1 to 10, a new TV might be a 3.
A new car might be a 7. But getting a brand new kitchen or bathroom, that is a 10. Few things equal the exhilaration and joy of finding just the right design for the kitchen or bath of your dreams.
And then there's the anticipation you feel as Petite's expert craftsmen transform your dream into a reality. From custom creation to expert installation, our family-owned business has been making people happy for almost 60 years.
Let us help you experience the one-of-a-kind joy you'll get from a brand new kitchen or bathroom from Petite. Visit us on Route 50 just off the Carnegie exit. Call 412-279-2222 or click PATETE kitchens.com. Haven't you waited long enough? PA 625.
It's not the big things. Families tell me it's always the little ones. Football game day rituals, favorite team. The traditions made them who they were. I'm Frank Perman, the owner and supervisor at Perman Funeral Home. We help families tell those stories, not just plan services. Even black and gold becomes a meaningful tribute when it reflects a life truly lived. Before you ever need us, visit PermanFuneralHome.com and see how remembering someone can feel personal again.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
All right, we were chopping it up so much about the NFL, and it's hard not to. There's so many moving parts. But this is one game we got to get the coach's thought process. He, of course, is the head coach of the Duquesne Dukes, Jerry Schmidt. So how do you see this thing unfolding tomorrow night? And when it's all said and done, is local favorite Kirk Cignetti going to be hoisting that college football national championship, Indiana over Miami, or do you see it another way, Coach?
If I were a betting man, I would think that he's going to be hoisting that trophy. I think they have a better overall fundamental football team, although Miami has an extremely talented defense and a solid offense that, you know, hopefully they'll use the home field advantage. They'll use some of the, I don't want to say ghosts from the past, but the stars from the past, from those great traditional teams as a little bit of enthusiasm and momentum. But in the end, on the field, I think Indiana is so well coached and fundamentally sound, and they have talent also. And I think in the long run, over a 60-minute game, they will have a good chance to prevail.
I would keep an eye out, guys, for Malachi Tony, number 10 from Miami. I think he's the best player in college football. He's a little guy, but they put him in wide out. They put him in the slot. They'll line him up at running back. They even in the Pitt games had him play some actual quarterback and throw. So that's a guy that you have to keep an eye on and keep an eye on Mario Cristobal figuring out ways to get him the football in different ways to do it. Because if Miami's going to do it, they're going to have to be innovative. They're going to have to change some things up to be different. Because if they just try to line up and overpower Indiana, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
It's a very good point. I think they'll be creative. I think they'll have a plan. It's just a matter of whether they can execute it and maybe get some momentum and get up a little bit. Has Indiana been behind at all through the season? I haven't seen all the stats.
Not that I know of.
I don't know that they were behind in the Penn State game. Yeah. They had to come back.
But what about Mark Fletcher Jr. and time of possession and keeping Indiana's offense off the field? He's a pretty good running back, Coach.
There's no doubt. They've got a big athletic offensive line, too. Miami does. That's important, not only pass blocking, but to move their feet and create some seams. Quite an interesting game. Really excited to sit down and watch it. I just haven't seen enough of the games to really put a finger on where the strengths and weaknesses are. I've seen a little bit and I've read a little bit. Greg, you've probably watched more than I have.
Yeah, Jerry, you mentioned their offensive line. They have what a lot of people think is the best offensive lineman in the country at right tackle, but their left tackle is an immense human being. He's like 6'9", 350. If he, I mean, it takes you the better part of the first quarter to run around him if you're trying to sack a quarterback. So they do have an offensive line that's going to be tough to deal with, and with Fletcher, if they can get him going. And get some time of possession so that they shorten the game to their favor, it could be troublesome for Indiana.
Last thing, Fernando Mendoza, they were saying 20 touchdown passes while under pressure. He's got 8 touchdowns in the postseason. We were talking about Aaron Rodgers last week, they thrive on the blitz. Is that an instinct or something a coach can teach a quarterback to stay in the pocket when all heck is about to break loose? And Mendoza is very cool under pressure, and it works. So talk to me about that. Something you teach or something that's an instinct, Coach?
There's an innate ability about guys to be calm in the pocket and be able to hold the ball long enough for your receivers to come open under pressure. It's taught, it's drilled, it's repped. Understanding, and he's a really smart guy, so understanding where the pressure's coming from and when it's going to get there allows you to do that. We had a player, do you remember Tony Zimmerman?
Sure. From
played at Pitt, came here.
He was one. Peter, no, where was the Warriors? What's that school? Ben Trafford. There you go.
Ben Trafford, yeah. He transferred here from Pitt, was one of our best quarterbacks. I was the coordinator. Rob, to answer your question, he was phenomenal. He'd stand in there late, and just hit a quick release, got rid of the ball, and he wasn't afraid to take the hits, the pressure, the hits. But he knew those guys were coming open, and that's what Mendoza does really well. He's fearless. So he'll stand in there and take the hits to understand he'll get an open receiver or a one-on-one guy that's going to get open off of his defender.
Now, we were talking earlier, I'm sorry, we were talking earlier about, small decisions that impact the rest of your life. The decision for Mendoza to leave Cal, not go to the NFL, and to go to Indiana changed the entire landscape of not only his life, but possibly an NFL career, an NFL coach's decision, NFL, ownership group, all could change because of this guy making that decision. Because if he goes out last year and gets drafted, he's probably a 4th, 5th round pick.
Coach, thank you very much. We might get you back for the big game in a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, can't thank you enough for your expertise, your time, and your friendship, okay?
No problem. You guys have a great day. Thank you.
See you, Jerry.
There he goes, Jerry Schmidt. Coming up, some X and O's, a little round the world in sports, and then we'll get down to pick our weekly winners against the spread. Stay with us. Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert.
This is one full year since United States Senator Dave McCormick took office, and he joins us.
As the CEO, you have to report back to your shareholders. Hey, what did you promise? How did you do? what went well, what didn't go so well, and what can we expect going forward. And I thought that would be a good way to try to report.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Hi, it's Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. Okay, you've survived the Yuletide. Now it's time for you time. Feeling better, moving better, looking better, fitting better in those clothes. What's stopping you? Only you are stopping you. Let me take you by the hand, support you, motivate you, and do this together with you as to how to lose weight and then keep it off for good. Just call me today at 1-800-900-THIN.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 22 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12 o'clock. I'm Rod Taylor. 2 people are dead following an overnight shooting in Ambridge. Shooting happened around 3 o'clock this morning on Locust Street. When officers arrived, the 2 people were already found dead. Right now, no word on what led to the shooting. No word on the identities of those who were killed. No word on any suspects. Fire officials battled a fire at the Stozel Glass Plant building Saturday afternoon in Monaca. That fire broke out at the building on 9th Street around 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Officials say no injuries were reported. Monaca Fire Chief Mike Siegel says an oil line broke inside of the building above the furnace, causing it to catch on fire, but that fire is still under investigation. In Weirton, West Virginia, fire broke out Saturday afternoon inside the former Cleveland Cliffs steel tin mill. Weirton Fire Chief Kevin Himmelrich said a crew was working to scrap material ahead of demolishing the plant when sparks from a torch caught a massive empty tank below a tin plating line. Tanks were empty and chemical-free, so there was no danger to the neighbors. Crews from other fire departments had to bring water to the site. Here is Chief Himmelrich.
There were no injuries reported. There was nobody who got hurt. Everything went well. We probably, after we got tankers on scene, we were probably 45 minutes to an hour to get it under control.
That audio courtesy of KDKA Television. Steel tin mill in Weirton has been closed since 2024. One woman was shot, another stabbed Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh's Brighton Heights neighborhood. Pittsburgh police say a 3-round shot spotter alert brought them to the 1500 block of Antrim Street around 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. They found a woman who was shot in the chest nearby in the 3200 block of Richardson Street. She was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Moments later, a woman arrived by private vehicle to Allegheny General Hospital with a stab wound to the leg. Police believe the women were involved in an altercation that took place prior to the shooting. The incident is under investigation. Well, Allegheny County detectives arrested a man wanted on multiple warrants after he was found hiding in an attic. 32-year-old Davon James was on the run for about a month after probation violation warrants were issued in 2 separate cases involving guilty pleas to firearms violations. Police found him Friday morning hiding in an attic in a home on Hubbard Street on the north side. James was also wanted by the city of Pittsburgh on strangulation, simple assault, and robbery charges. He's currently in the Allegheny County Jail. KDK Radio News Time, 12:03. AccuWeather forecast next.
Upgrading your home or office this year? Start with your windows. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory doesn't just sell custom window treatments. Lachina makes draperies and top treatments in their Pittsburgh factory. That means better quality, low factory direct prices, and no middleman markup. Custom draperies, blinds, shades, shutters made to fit your home and budget. This year, do it right. Call Lachina at 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com. Quality you deserve, prices you'll appreciate.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of adults, both men and women, suffer from varicose or spider veins. And this is not just a cosmetic problem. If left untreated, varicose veins can lead to severe swelling, cramping, heavy bleeding, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, permanent paralysis, and worst case, blood clots, which can be life-threatening. But here's the good news. USA Vein Clinics offer plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up the problem. And the procedure is fast and simple. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-452-0246. That's 800-452-0246. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your varicose vein problems will not go away on their own. Call USA Vein Clinics today for free information on fast and easy solutions covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Call 800-452-0246. That's 800-452-0246. Call 800-452-0246 today.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Perhaps a stray flurry early, otherwise mostly cloudy and cold through the rest of this afternoon, a high of 24. Clouds and a couple of flurries late tonight, low 18. And mostly cloudy, increasingly windy and cold tomorrow with a couple of snow showers, high 25. For AccuWeather, I'm Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
Not long after Mike Tomlin told Art Rooney II he was stepping down, the team's head coach for 19 seasons informed the players he was leaving. Their response was to give Tomlin a standing ovation. The next day, Mr. Rooney praised Tomlin for representing the Steelers with steady leadership, class, and dignity. The same can be said of how Mike Tomlin represented Pittsburgh. In the wake of his resignation, stories are emerging about his community engagement. For example, Tomlin was personally involved in a Northside program promoting fatherhood and positive male role models. He was a supporter of the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank during holiday food drives. Tomlin's charitable efforts included an annual fashion fundraiser for UPMC's Sports Medicine Concussion Program, support for Cancer Bridges, the Chuck Knoll Foundation, and a golf outing to benefit a foundation providing educational options for inner-city kids. All this with little to no public recognition. In short, Mike Tomlin made significant contributions to our city outside of football and is deserving of another standing ovation from us. Job well done, Mike.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
It's sports down and dirty, Pittsburgh style. It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA, presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition, and brought to you by Leon's Billiards and more.
So honesty is the best policy. I had the legendary Todd Haley lined up for this slot. I get a text late last night. They're pulling me in. I got to go national tomorrow. Please, Rob, I'll do it some other day, but I just can't. And I went, hey, listen. It's all good, Coach. No problem. You know, he was a really good offensive coordinator. But here's what amazed me about the great Todd Haley, Upper St. Clair native, born in Atlanta, GA. He actually coached at Riverview High School when he was like in between head coaching and assistant coaching. Obviously, assistant coach, offensive coordinator with the Steelers. But he also has got a new gig with the Columbus Aviators of the UFL. So, again, it gets back to what we were saying earlier. People just like to be competitive. That's why Mike Tomlin will coach again.
Yeah, and if you've got a football mind, you know there are people that are going to find you to do some innovative things, and you know our friend Doug Whaley is basically running that UFL, and so they're putting together some really good talent out there. But you got Upper St. Clair connection there between Whaley.
Can you listen? The old USFL, all of them, and the president was involved with the New Jersey Generals, and he had what was the big running back's name?
Herschel
Walker. Where do you get the money to sustain this stuff? I mean, how do you keep it going? Where television revenue? I know the XFL had a little change. Are they even around? They kind of now are the UFL. I mean,
right, that's all merged into one.
I mean, Greg, nobody can go against the NFL.
No, what you probably need to have happen if you're going to have a minor league type league is have the NFL invest in it.
That's the only way it's going to work.
That's why it was the World League of American Football. I think that was an NFL darling. So there are ways that it can be done, but you don't want to go against the NFL. You want to try to work with the NFL.
Do you think that these people sometimes just have too much money and they're looking for a write-off, or they actually think they're going to strike gold? Because some of them are at the age that by the time this would even ever have a chance, they're going to be like in their 80s. What would possess someone to take their money and invest in a football team like the XFL or the UFL? Nothing against it, but going in, there's a good chance that money's kind of gone.
I think it's the same thing that makes people
want to
boosters.
Play.
No, boosters at college level. That'll pay booster money that to try to make their university better. There's an ego boost to putting something behind, putting your name, putting your stamp on a winner. And trying to get to that point. And if you can win a championship that's on TV of any type, then that's something that you try to do.
Remember Mike Rozier played for Nebraska, great player,
sure.
Came with the Pittsburgh Maulers,
yeah.
right? And, that was different when they were giving out big money. Steve Young went to the Tampa Bay Lightning back in the day. But I believe that these players that play in these leagues today, I don't want to say it's professional softball because that's not what I mean, but you're still competitive at your age. It's just in your blood. I think a lot of them just can't turn it off, and I get it. Why am I still working at my age? You just love what you do, and it's hard to walk away.
Yeah, I don't know that it makes sense for a guy who's had a career in the NFL to try to hang on and get back into it, going through one of those leagues. But you will see a guy or two that doesn't get signed into the NFL that will go into go into the UFL and maybe end up getting an opportunity. It's the same reason that guys go and play in the Canadian Football League, although that's kind of like a full-time job, but really isn't. They don't have any off-season training programs. They don't have any real formal training camp.
What kind of money can they make, the top-tier players?
Oh, the rookie minimum there is like $80,000 Canadian.
And what is it in the National Football League?
It'll be $790,000 now this year.
Gee, big difference. I don't know. Football is such a violent sport, and if you can get out of it upright, I don't know if it's definitely worth risking.
Well, especially, Rob, the Canadian League, because it's so fast. Everybody up there is really fast, so you have a lot more violent collisions up there.
Isn't the field wider?
Field's
and
wider and longer. The end zones are 25 yards long. You'd have to reconform Acrisure Stadium to play a Canadian League game there.
The only thing I would sign with the Canadian Football League is if they got Molson in the stadium. So as long as they got Molson, I'm in. A couple of other things. Sony Open, of course, golf is back. A lot of the LIV players, including our guy Koepka, he's coming back. Do you think the LIV is kind of like what we've been talking about, the UFL? Is it maybe kind of running out of steam a little bit, and the more people that are going to jump ship and come back? I just saw a thing with Greg Norman, and he kind of was one of the ones behind that. And everything he touches in business turns to gold. The guy's just a tremendous success. Couldn't win the Masters at times when it counted, but a great entrepreneur for sure. But do you see some cracks in the foundation of LIV right now?
I think you see tons of cracks in the foundation of LIV, and everybody said you had that unlimited Saudi money that they could pay whatever they wanted to pay, but they almost like, okay, so we have unlimited money, but nobody's watching what we want to do. Why are we doing this? What's the point? They're not advertising through it any longer. So really, most of those guys are going to come back. They got their money. They're paying a price to come back to the PGA, but the money that they got is chump change.
$5 million to a charity. What's the thought process behind it? Is that a penalty?
It's just a way to get back at them to rub their nose in a little bit. Hey, you want to come back and play on our tour? You're gonna do something to make us look good.
Well, but here's what else: these people from Saudi Arabia, these princes who have all that money. They have very short attention spans. It's like the shiniest car in the room. Hey, this is a great car, but somebody spilled coffee. I don't want this car anymore. I want the shinier car down the street. I just think they lose interest.
Well, except in horse racing, apparently that a lot of money going into the thoroughbreds now, as many of the prominent horses that are coming up for the Kentucky Derby are Saudi owned.
What kind of money do these folks have?
Oh, money that we can only imagine.
Man, what would I do? You know what I would do if I had that kind of money? I'd go get me my own Coons Market. And I'd just every day be in there walking around. Coons Market.
As much rotisserie chicken as you could eat, huh?
Oh, man, I'd have rotisserie chicken round the clock. We'd be open 24 hours a day, baby.
Well, that would have been a new Mike Lang saying. How much rotisserie chicken can you eat?
Listen, I could live in Coons Market. Just get a cot in the back. There's nothing better, especially on a Sunday when you go down there after, or I just stop at one of the stores. There's nothing. I'd get me a chain of Coons Markets, man, if I had that kind of cash. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to go back, look at yesterday's action. And, Rob, come back on the mic here real quick. Rob Taylor and I love tennis, okay? He played it at Central Catholic. He looked up at the monitor. Obviously, football has come and gone for the most part. CBS television network. So tell everybody what you told me off the air just moments ago. This is a classic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just happen to have CBS on, and they've got the Pittsburgh, or the, what is this, the Pickleball Championships, and I said the world is coming to an end when pickleball championships are on CBS straight on a Sunday afternoon, and I see an Australian Open tennis is on at 1:30 in the morning on ESPN Ocho.
Rob, you're knocking it. You haven't tried it. You got to try the game. It's a fun game. It's like you're standing on a ping pong table.
Listen, I still think we should get a hold of Warren Buffett and the folks, and it should be called the Heinz Pickle Team, Organization, League, whatever. That would be a perfect fit. All right.
Well, the problem I have with it is that everybody that plays pickleball, they think they're playing tennis.
They're not
playing tennis. You're playing pickleball. You're not running as long all the way across the court. You're not coming up.
From a guy who's the Carnegie champion at pickleball, what would you like to rebut? What would you like to say to that?
Yeah, we're going to have to. We need a longer time to expand on this because, Rob, you got to come to my backyard and play a game with me one time, and then you'll be fixed.
Well, I would actually film that and do the play-by-play. That would be awesome. I could get some viewers. I might go viral with that, man.
And the worst thing is it's pickleball doubles. So when they make a good shot, they clap each other and say great job, like they just ran all the way back.
Well,
and got a ball and came back.
The polite thing to do in pickleball is not to give each other a high five, but to touch rackets. Just so you know,
paddle up. All right, good stuff. What's the world coming to? The Australian Open, the first Grand Slam of the year, and we're watching pickleball. But you know what? People love it, man.
Hey, come February, there's nothing else to watch until the Pirates' regular season starts.
What are you talking about? I watched the professional rodeo, man. That's what I like. They're coming to Pittsburgh this year. All right, stay with us. We're going to start talking NFL, and we'll get to our weekly winners against the spread. We've got Houston in action against New England today, and the Rams and Bears coming up later at Soldier Field. Stay with us.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. While everyone's focused on diet and exercise this new year, let's talk about the foundation of all health, sleep. Quality sleep strengthens your immune system, improves mental clarity, and helps regulate weight. Yet, we spend more time researching a TV purchase than our mattress. Your sleep affects every resolution you make this year. Visit the Original Mattress Factory and discover how the right mattress can support every health goal you've set for yourself.
This year, instead of buying gadgets that promise to change your life, consider investing in something that actually will. Better sleep. At the Original Mattress Factory, we know quality sleep affects your productivity, relationships, and overall well-being more than any app or device. We hand-build each mattress one at a time using the finest materials. And since we build them locally, you save money. When you invest in better sleep, you're investing in a better version of yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
All right, here we go. The final 3 segments of the show, backed by popular demand from Leon Billiards and More in Wexford. Mike Leon, thank you for your sponsorship. We appreciate it. And also Ted Arnaud, the man that built the brand. It's time to get ready to pick our weekly winners against the spread. But before we do that, meaning the games today, we're going to look back at yesterday's game. But the coaching carousel is what we have to talk about. Teddy, Mike Tomlin, the first chance I've had to speak to you, he is no longer your Pittsburgh Steelers coach. What do you make of it?
Well, it's pretty much what we said. The Steelers weren't going to do anything on their own, that he was going to have to depart if there was going to be a change in coaching. And he did. Now, what the real reasons are and what all of the implications are, I don't think we know just yet. But nonetheless, we're going to be looking for a new coach.
Mike Leon, Tomlin, no more. Go ahead.
Well, Coach did a great job for a long time. I just think a change was needed, probably for him and for the team. And I'm anxious to see who they hire. I want to get like a nice younger coach, hopefully like a coordinator. I'm really excited for that. But Coach Tomlin, what a career, and I think he'll be back in a year or so.
Listen, I know you're busy selling pool tables and dart boards and shuffleboards and all that good stuff. Nobody beats your prices. But I thought you would have got a hold of me after Mr. Kasparovich has decided to go back and become the head man at his alma mater, North Hills. That's big news, Mike.
That sure is. That's really big news for North Hills. Eric, since he became a head coach in WIL, has been one of the top two or three coaches there is, if not the top. It's really exciting for North Hills, I think, to bring him back, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens. It's just, we're North Hills. We're very happy.
Yeah, get your season tickets while they last, because they're going to go fast with that man back in that familiar place that is North Hills.
Okay. Hey, Mike, that crazy hillside up above Mortarelli Stadium will be be jamming again, man.
Well, Greg, you know something? That was the Roddy Reuter section, but there's no Roddy Reuters up there anymore. Somebody new, I think, bought that house, and they don't trim the trees or don't let nobody up there anymore. Oh. That was a shame. That was awesome for a long, long time.
All the good things go away. It's just terrible.
I know. Maybe
Hey, but you know what? Listen, I'd love to talk to Coach McCurry. I bet he's tickled to death. And, hey, I'll call Carlos McClintock, Greater Pitt Tree Service. We'll cut those trees down and do what we need to do, and we'll get people back. I love that part of Pittsburgh. I love that stadium. Lots of history, and that really just has me so excited. All right, here we go.
No, that's a great stadium, Rob. Great stadium.
It is.
It's the best.
It's Pittsburgh, that first move out of the city, that McKnight Road corridor. Absolutely love it there. Okay, it was Denver winning the game but losing the battle. Bo Nix breaks his ankle. He's done for the year. They move on to take on the winner, of course, today, Houston and New England. Teddy, you first. Yesterday's AFC matchup. Go ahead, Teddy. All right, why don't you jump in here, Mike? Go ahead.
Wow, what a game that was. Again, I was at work, so I didn't see the second half, but it was tremendous game. I can't believe Bo Nix is hurt. I mean, somebody told me right after the game that. I'm like, what? I was very surprised. But, that shows you just how good those two teams are, and I just don't think we were close to that yet, the Steelers. I mean, tremendous game, and I really feel bad for Josh Allen. I was rooting for the Bills.
Mike, there were three, all three controversial type calls. The first interception as the players are kind of tie mutually held ball kind of thing, and the Broncos getting that call, that was a close one, but I thought that the referees got that one right. The first of the two pass interference calls I thought they got wrong, but the last one I think was indeed interference, and the game was pretty much sewn up anyway. They were going to make that field goal from 50, whether now you got it closer, but I thought that the intervening interference call was the most questionable of the three.
Okay, let's
right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
They were close. No, they were close calls, all of them. But I thought Buffalo had one that they didn't call against Denver late in that game also. But what can we say?
All right, let's move on. Seattle, Frisco. Frisco banged up. Kittle out. Bosa's been out all year. Warner will be back, next year. Could have been back next week if they would have survived, but they didn't. Too much firepower. Seattle was out in front early. Most points in the first quarter ever scored in a postseason matchup as they went on to defeat San Francisco in a big way. Thoughts about Seattle's win? Go ahead, Mike.
I've been on Seattle, with our picks all year. I just think they're tremendously coached. Their defense is great. They have a great running game. Darnold seems to do it when he needs to. If they were healthier, no way it would have been a toss-up game. But with the injuries, I think both of those coaches are top-notch on that team, and again, really good. But the injuries, that's just tough to overcome.
I thought. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I thought you were finished. Well, I thought one of the most comical plays of the NFL season was the kicker from the 49ers trying to trip the kickoff returner on the opening play of the game. It was one of those ones where this guy obviously played soccer, not football, growing up.
Could have broke his leg too, which would have been really good. Okay, Teddy, jump in here. We lost you, but you're back now. Bo Nix breaks his leg. They won the game but lost the battle. He's done, and then Seattle's obvious just outmatched, overpowering of San Francisco. The games from yesterday. Go ahead.
Yeah, Seattle's for real. They're strong, great defense. I mean, what can you say? It was hardly a game. And as far as the Broncos, with 5 turnovers that Buffalo had, and it was that close, don't know that I can put them as a Super Bowl winner. But they're in the Super Bowl, so hats off to the coach. He brought them there. It's going to be a tough game.
Now that we've taken a look back, I have to ask you, is Seattle right now, as you look at the big picture, you think they're the odds-on favorite right now? If we were getting ready to place a bet, betrivers.net, would Seattle be the team that really is more likely to win it all? Greg, you first.
No, I mean, obviously, when you win by that many points, they're going to probably be the favorite to win it. They're not, in my mind, when you have a team like New England in the season that they've had. I think that's going to be the team that's going to be, in my mind, the most likely to win.
Go ahead, Teddy. Seattle, most likely to win it all or not? Go ahead.
I think they are, especially if their quarterback can stay healthy. He had some issues going into the game played. But, I mean, it wasn't even a game, so it's hard to evaluate how good Seattle really is. And, we'll learn a lot about New England this evening here, this afternoon. They're playing in their kind of weather, bringing up a Texas team that's got an incredible defense. We're going to learn a lot about New England today.
All right, Mike, 8 ball in the corner pocket. Seattle most likely to win it all. Then we'll go to break, and we'll give you also in the audience some very familiar and unfamiliar names about possible Steeler candidates for head coaching to replace Mike Tomlin. And then in the final segment, we'll pick our winners of today's matchup in the AFC and the NFC. Mike, go ahead.
They got to be one of the top 2 in there. I think maybe the 2 best teams, in my opinion, left are them and the Rams. So I think whoever comes out of the NFC might be the favorite. They have everything. The defense, the offense, the running game. They just do everything well. Now the special teams, look at the opening kickoff run back. So Seattle got to be there. Them and the Rams, in my opinion.
I never thought we would be talking about the NFC actually being favored going into the big game because it's been Pat Mahomes in Kansas City for so long and Josh Allen a wannabe. And because of 4 turnovers yesterday, they're going to have to wait another year in Buffalo. We'll come back. some coaching news and notes, and then we pick our winners in today's matchup, AFC, NFC action. It's divisional round weekend in the National Football League.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 22 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Rob Taylor. One woman was shot, another stabbed Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh's Brighton Heights neighborhood. Pittsburgh police say a 3-round shot spotter alert brought them to the 1500 block of Antrim Street around 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. They found a woman who was shot in the chest nearby in the 3200 block of Richardson Street. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Shortly thereafter, a woman arrived by private vehicle to Allegheny General Hospital with a stab wound to the leg. Police believe the two women were involved in an altercation that took place prior to the shooting. That incident is under investigation. 2 Propel Schools staff members have been let go from their positions after they made what the school said were inappropriate posts on social media about President Trump and Iran. The employees were originally placed on leave, but Saturday afternoon, the charter school system said the decision was made to terminate them. In a statement, the school system said that Propel, quote, rejects any suggestion of harm or violence toward anyone, end quote. Well, a brazen robbery of a pharmacy delivery driver in Pennsylvania. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports on what the suspects were after.
Salem police were called to Smart Choice Pharmacy for reports of a robbery. Investigators say 3 suspects attacked a delivery driver as he dropped off GLP-1 weight loss drugs, including Ozempic and Mounjaro. The packs were said to be worth about $16,000. The pharmacist said he was
shocked. Never ever happened in my 10-plus years of retail business.
Police say the suspects traveled from New York City and fled, but were later tracked down and arrested. The stolen drugs were recovered. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time 12:32. Next updates at 1. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
'Tis the season for germs and viruses. Fight back with Sniper, a hospital-grade disinfectant that kills germs, viruses, and bacteria. Pick up a bottle of Sniper at participating True Value hardware stores or visit disinfectwithsniper.com.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EVENT. Code EVENT.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got U.S.-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A stray flurry early, otherwise mostly cloudy and cold this afternoon, high 24. Cloudy tonight with a couple of flurries late, low 18. And mostly cloudy, windy, and cold tomorrow with a couple of snow showers, high 25. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, I got lots of stuff here, so let's get right to it. And I got these broken down into different categories. So you guys, I'm going to call each of your names out. I'm not going to get all the names in because some of them have got jobs now. And some of them, a lot of the people in the audience wouldn't recognize, but I want to kind of stick with just some of the names that people might recognize. So let's take a look at the possible candidates to fill the shoes of Mike Tomlin. Offensive minds, Clint Kubiak is a name that comes to mind. Seahawks offensive coordinator. He is 38 and obviously comes from a football family. Greg.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the hot topics, hot names, son of Gary Kubiak, who was John Elway's backup at Denver all those years ago and had a run as a head football coach. So, a good lineage, good offensive mind from what everybody says. And if you look at the job that he's done at Seattle with Sam Darnold as the quarterback, you got to think, yeah, maybe there's something good about this guy.
All right, Teddy, your turn. Offensive minds possibly in the running for the Mike Tomlin job. Joe Brady, Bills offensive coordinator, 36 years young. And they, of course, after yesterday, he's got plenty of time to interview. Their season is done. What about him?
I think I think they're going to be very careful and go in a different way. I have my own pick that I would like to see, but it's a little bit off the radar, but I'm not sure of him. I like the Kubiak pick much better.
All right, I want to get your scenario, Teddy, in just a moment. But, Mike, let's go on the defensive side of the football. And there are some names out there like Jesse Minter, Chargers defensive coordinator, Matt Burke, the Texans defensive coordinator, 49, done a great job. But the name keeps coming back to me is the grandson of the greatest NFL coach next to Bill Belichick in the history of the game, Don Shula's grandson, Chris Shula, Rams defensive coordinator, who is 39 years of age. What do you think about Chris Shula? Go ahead. Mike.
Oh, I think that would be a great coach. Again, anybody that's from the tree, McVay out in the Rams, to me, is a great candidate. It's amazing if you look at his coaching tree, and he's not even that old. His coaching tree, how many guys went on to succeed as coaches in the NFL. I love it. You know, the lineage I like. I heard him interviewed and, you know, did some things online, and he's very impressive. Him and Jesse Minter to me. But I would bring in an offensive coordinator that's on the rise. You know, somebody, you know, maybe a gentleman from the Rams. We're interviewed Nathan. Maybe him or somebody else. But I do like Chris Shula.
Hey guys, you know, if the Steelers were to hire him, hopefully it's like having twins and it skips a generation, because the Mike Shula experiment at Alabama and you know, with what he did was not very successful. So
all right, so let's move on to some local ties. First off, he is about ready to interview, maybe as early as tomorrow. 62 years young. He's got a Super Bowl championship with the Green Bay Packers. Greenfield native Mike McCarthy. Your thoughts about Mike McCarthy?
I love Mike McCarthy. I love everything about him. Pittsburgh guy. I just don't know that the Steelers are likely to go with a person that has that much wear on the tires.
All right, Teddy, what about Brian Flores? Kind of a connection because of his time with the Steelers as senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach. Brian Flores, most recently, this season defensive coordinator with Minnesota. Go ahead, Teddy.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to give them the jump start that they would need. I think they need to be looking at an offensive kind of guy, and then hire a good defensive coordinator. He might fit in as that level. I'm not sure that he'd be wanting that, but not really hot on that one.
All right, let's take a couple of other ones here. What about some Steelers of yesteryear? Antoine Randall L., Hines Ward, not as head coaches, but maybe a part of the coaching staff. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cornell Lake's name has been brought up a few times. I don't like that recycling that old fashioned part. Not a fan of it. No, but none of them stands out in my mind. I think you need 100% fresh.
All right. Now, another name, Robert Saleh, who recently the defensive coordinator with San Francisco, where he once was before he went to the Jets. What about him as a sleeper possibility? Mike, go ahead. You.
I'm not for that, to be honest. You know, again, I want to go with a younger coach. I think he's a great defensive coordinator, though. But maybe just because of how bad the Jets were, you know, that's what I keep thinking when his name comes up. But again, the guy's I'd bring him in as a defensive coordinator in a second, but I don't think he'd leave San Francisco.
All right. Hey, Ted, I heard you chuckling there, and I understand where that's coming from, because some guys coordinate and can't coach. And that goes all the way back to the Foge Fazio era.
Yeah, I want to give you guys just a thought process and bring Rob back to, I think it was, 2007, where we're sitting in the home show down in Pittsburgh, and Art Rooney walks in with this young guy, introduces us. We both looked at each other and said, who the hell is that? Turns out 19 years later, he's leaving as the head coach. So I'm going to give you one kind of like that. Marcus Freeman, head of Notre Dame's tremendous year this year, who's got a lot of personality, been a head coach. He's got the kind of attributes I think the Steelers would like. The fact that he turned down playing in some inferior bowl when he felt they should have been in one of the main bowls. I like him.
So, Teddy, you're a business guy. It ain't over till it's over. Even though he's saying he's staying put, just signed a new contract, that doesn't mean much of anything, does it?
No.
Okay.
You asked, if you want the contract expert, he's on the phone right here, right now, one of the best, but I don't think it does.
Go ahead, Counselor.
Speaking of contracts and that type of thing, if you think guys breaking contracts is crazy, see what's going on in the or the NCAA transfer portal. Guys are signing with schools and still sniffing around at other places. I mean, there's no honor among thieves.
Listen, I would love to see Marcus Freeman, but I didn't even go there because from what I hear, and he's basically gone on record saying, I don't want to, but he would be, I mean, that's flip a light switch. That would be perfect.
Yeah, the problem is I think
flip a light switch, Rob.
I think there is, Ted, a pretty significant buyout structured into that contract that he redid, just like Kurt Signetti. So I don't know that would be doable now, because I don't know that the Steelers would be, would be able to stomach somewhat north of a $40 million buyout just to get the guy.
Okay, give me some.
Yeah, but
go ahead, Ted.
Will you amortize that over 20 years? so what?
Yeah, good point.
All right, so
and there's no cap. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go.
There's no salary cap, right? There's no coaching salary cap.
Let's take a look at what happened recently. Harbaugh gets $100 million over 5. He's going to the Giants. I don't know what it is. He doesn't have the same curb appeal that he had even right after he got fired. I don't know what's going on with my thought process, but I'm not all in on him. Stefanski, I'm still trying to figure out. I know 2-time Coach of the Year. Can he get Penix to do what everybody hopes in Atlanta? That's going to make it or break it for Mr. Blank's team. And you've got LaFleur staying in Green Bay. And I think McDaniel wants to be an offensive coordinator. He's actually admitted that maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach under that microscope anytime soon. So just some of your thoughts, gentlemen, about what has transpired in the last 72 hours among some of these high-profile names. Mike, you first.
Mike McDaniel's, and just talking about him, I think he'd be a heck of a coordinator. If we come with the Steelers. I don't think he's a head coach. It seems like maybe, but I'll tell you what, look at his offense, his running game. I mean, he's big for that. I mean, he'd be a heck of a coach, that's for sure. And again, I think Stefanski will do a good job. I'm actually a fan of his, and I wouldn't mind looking at him myself. But I think he'll do a really good job down there.
Teddy.
Yeah, I like McDaniels. I think he's a technician, and if you could get him as an offensive technician under a different coach, I think he'd be awesome. But I think the statements that he's made, I think he's kind of self-analyzing that maybe he wasn't quite ready for a head coaching position.
All right, as we go to break, who do you like, gentlemen, in the college football championship, Indiana-Miami, tomorrow night? Greg. 8.5 points, betrivers.net.
Okay, can I say who I want to win or who I think is going to win? It's Indiana on both fronts. I like Indiana.
All right. And by the way, Mark Cuban, who grew up right down the street, has been a big reason why, because he's put his money where his team is, and $20 million goes a long way. The question is it one and done for Kirk Cignetti, or could they run it back because of the deep pockets of the legendary entrepreneur Mark Cuban? Go ahead, Mike. Who do you like?
I like. It's tough. You can't. How do you vote against or pick against Indiana? I mean, they've been dominating all year. Even in this playoffs, they've been dominating. I mean, they're the real deal. But just to go what you just mentioned, Rob, they've already got some of the top transfers are all coming to Indiana already next year. So they're just going to be reloading right now, at least with Coach Cignetti there, that's for sure.
Hey, guys, there's another deep pocket that's a little bit behind the scenes, and he's not anywhere near Mark Cuban's deep pockets. But the guy that either wrote or produced Rudy and Hoosiers, grew up a block from the stadium where Indiana plays and is one of their most significant boosters also.
Nice. I didn't know that. All right, Teddy, what do you think? Game tomorrow night.
Oh, you got to go with the Big Ten. We're a Big Ten group. I hope Indiana does. First time ever. That would be awesome for them, and I think he's a hell of a coach. So I'm with them all the way.
All right, we'll come back. Time to take a look at today's games. AFC, NFC. We'll pick our weekly winners against the spread. It is the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show from the place that, has more family fun for that family fun room. Anyone on the planet, no one does it better. Leon's Billiards and More in Wexford. And, of course, Mr. Arnaud, the man that wrote the brand that we do every week and have for decades. And, of course, Diolis Law, Milk and Honey Entertainment, the one and only Greg Diolis. Back with more in a moment on KDKA.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
At PJ Fitzpatrick, you don't have to pick between affordability and quality. You can get American-made windows that are beautiful, affordable, and energy efficient. Plus, you can trust PJ Fitzpatrick with their 45 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. You can have it all. Visit TrustPJ.com today for a free design consultation. That's TrustPJ.com.
It's not the big things. Families tell me it's always the little ones. Football game day rituals, favorite team. The traditions made them who they were. I'm Frank Perman, the owner and supervisor at Perman Funeral Home. We help families tell those stories, not just planned services. Even black and gold becomes a meaningful tribute when it reflects a life truly lived. Before you ever need us, visit PermanFuneralHome.com and see how remembering someone can feel personal again.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
All right, I got to ask real quick. There's no crying in football, but Josh Allen was crying yesterday, and I get it. I got to ask, guys, is the window shut in Buffalo? I was really rooting for the Bills, but not this year. You have to wonder, not many pieces of the puzzle. You got to be concerned if you're a Buffalo Bills fan about the future of McDermott, who was saying, I'm sticking up for my team. In other words, please, I want to run it back one more time. They got a new stadium in the works. What happens in Buffalo with Josh Allen? And could you actually see him playing somewhere else, Teddy?
No, I think he'll be back. And he had a terrible game, but, you know, that happens. Players have terrible games. He owned up to it. He said, this game's on me. And for a big part of it, it was on him. Now, he didn't whine about the calls, some of which I have really questions about. But I think he's a leader. He took it on his shoulders, and he's the kind of player you want to. They got some building to do, but they certainly got the base to do it with.
All right, since 1985, it's been when the Bears hoisted the Lombardi Trophy with Iron Mike Ditka from Aliquippa on the sidelines, and of course Jimbo Covert from nearby Conway, Pennsylvania. Danny Raines, who grew up in Hopewell, Pennsylvania. Can the Bears get back to the promised land? And they're getting close. And today, as we get into the early evening hours, the freezing weather in Chicago blowing off the lake will make it very difficult for the warm-weathered Rams to get a win. They are giving Chicago 4. The question is, do the Bears have enough? I think they do. I'm going to go with Chicago getting 4. Greg.
That's interesting. I think that you have the dichotomy of the Southern California team having to go to the, it's not the frozen tundra of
pretty close
Lambeau Field, but it's going to be cold there, and I think it's supposed to be fairly windy there today too, which could be a major aspect of it. So I'm going to go with, I think I'm going Rams just because I think Stafford is that good, and they're going to pull the big one.
The only reason I'm going with Chicago because Caleb Williams is more versatile. He can take a busted play, turn it into a play. Stafford not one-dimensional, but if they can shut him down as far as passing the ball, I think lights out, especially in the colder temperatures. So, Mike Leon, who do you like? Bears getting 4 against the Rams.
Man, this is a tough one for me. I've been liked both teams all year. The Bears are exciting to watch. I'm still going to go, I'm going to go with the coach. I think it's the best coach in the NFL. I'm going to take the Rams.
All right, Teddy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears up in it's not totally the frozen tundra, but when you're playing with wind chill factors below 10, almost to 0, I like the home team every time. So I'm going to go with the Bears.
All right, Houston getting 3 against New England. I'm going to go with New England simply the fact that I didn't like Houston beating my Steelers. And even though they got a great defense, I'm sorry, I'm a homer. I want them to be beat down today. So hopefully Drake May will get it done, and that'll be a great story for a young man that I witnessed at North Carolina playing Pitt, and I would have never thought there'd be this much hype in the city that Brady built. So go ahead. Who do you like? I am taking New England, spotting Houston 3.
Rob, I'm going to go Houston because I don't think C.J. Stroud could possibly play any worse than he did against the Steelers, and they still won the game. So I'm going to go Houston.
All right, Mike Leon.
I'm going Houston. I love their head coach. I guess it's a theme. I always say how much I like their coaches. But their defense is just tremendous. Tremendous. I'm going to go with Houston.
All right, Teddy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with New England because Houston's offense was terrible. I mean, it was a terrible offense. And if it wasn't for their defense, they wouldn't have gone anywhere. And I think New England's got it on both sides of the ball. And they're playing in their home where it's cold, where they're going to like it. So I'm going to go with New England because of the offense, actually.
You know, another thing that helps you, Ted, is Nico Collins being out for Houston.
Right. And that was a big part of their game. So I'm not convinced that their offense is capable of doing it, and their defense can't do it every week.
Okay, enough of the other thing that is football. Let's talk about the only thing that's football, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Let's begin with the worst and get it out of the way. Greg, you first.
You talking about who they hire?
Yeah, just the next season, worst case, best case.
Oh, boy. I think the best case scenario is they try to go through with Howard. He doesn't do it, and they end up 2-15 next year and get the first-round pick of the following draft and get the shot at the young Manning.
All right, go ahead. Mike Leon.
Whoa, wow. Well, one thing to me for the draft is going to be exciting because it's here, so I'm anxious to really see what they do there. I'm not real big on a lot of these quarterbacks as much this year as everybody was saying early, and I would like them to go with, Will and Mason for a year. Maybe next year we can go in and get the quarterback. I just don't want them to reach for a quarterback at the draft that might not be, what we need.
Teddy, worst, best case. Let's go worst.
Worst, well, I think that the worst case they would get rid of Watt and Cam. I think they should keep them. So the worst case they would try and do something like that. But I kind of like what Greg said is my best case almost.
Hey, Ted, do you think there's any chance that they investigate re-signing Aaron Rodgers, or is that they out of that?
I don't think so because his allegiance was with the coach, and I really think the Steelers want to get a reset. They haven't had one for 19 years. Let's face it, ever since Ben's prime, we've been good but not great, and it's really, I think, affected them, and I think they need the reset.
So what happens if they get a Chris Shula or a younger coach and he hires a McDaniel or a really good O coordinator like a Johnson, and Will Howard actually gets it done and not just performs well but shines? Do they have enough pieces around him? Obviously, if he shines, they do. But can the defense keep up with the offense? And maybe if Howard goes, so goes the Steelers, and maybe it could work out. Best case scenario. Greg.
Well, guys, one of the things I think that happened last week that got exposed was everybody thought that Falatanu had a really good season, but he got just demolished by 55 and 51 for Houston. Just had games that were uncontrollable, and I think that's a bad thing because we thought that the Steelers' offensive line was building up and getting better, but they just got wiped out completely.
All right, Mike, you got the last word. Best case scenario: if Will Howard does well, could he be the future of the Steelers?
Hey, if you base on what he did in college, you won a national championship. That's a winner to me. So let's see. Let's see what he does. Again, and you have a year to know. If not, then the following year, let's go get our guy, either in free agency or in the draft. But I have faith to give him a shot.
I'd love to see it. And by the way, to answer the question that's been asked me many times, yes, we are willing to pick our weekly winners in professional pickleball moving forward. Now that the season is, I'll bet on anything. 2 cockroaches going across the floor. I'll bet on anything. All right, guys, it's a pleasure. God bless, and let's just hope the Steelers get it right. Ted, Mike, Greg, always a pleasure. What's on the menu today?
Roast beef, mashed potatoes, peas. We're going.
Whoa! Oh,
big time dinner today.
Now, do you mix your peas in with your mashed potatoes?
I do, yes.
My man, I knew you knew what to do in Western Pennsylvania. When it comes to peas or corn, you got to bring them together. All right, stay with us. News coming up next. Have a great day. Back tomorrow night and all week, 6 to 10. Your Pratt Pack, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
This is one full year since United States Senator Dave McCormick took office, and he joins us.
As a CEO, you have to report back to your shareholders. Hey, what did you promise? How did you do? What went well? What didn't go so well? And what can we expect going forward? And I thought that would be a good way to try to report.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Warm up your home this winter with a brand new roof from Home Genius Exteriors. Call now and get 50% off all roofing materials plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. And for a limited time, you can get free attic insulation. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-UR-GENIUS for your free, no obligation roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 22 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Police still investigating after 2 people were found dead in a shooting this morning in Ambridge. Shooting happened around 3 o'clock this morning on Locust Street. When officers arrived, the 2 people were already dead. Right now, there's no word on what led up to the shooting or the identities of those who were killed. One woman was shot, another stabbed Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh's Brighton Heights neighborhood. Pittsburgh police say a 3-round shot spotter alert brought them to the 1500 block of Antrim Street around 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. They found a woman who was shot in the chest nearby in the 3200 block of Richardson Street. She was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Moments later, another woman, she arrived by private vehicle to Allegheny General Hospital with a stab wound to the leg. Police believe the women were involved in an altercation that took place prior to the shooting. The incident is under investigation. 2 people taken to the hospital after the truck they were in collided with a freight train. This happened Saturday afternoon around 3 o'clock at the Coverts Crossing in Union Township, Lawrence County. A 59-year-old man and 40-year-old woman were in the truck when the crash occurred. The Newcastle News reports the CSX train was traveling around 40 miles per hour at the time of the collision. Union Township Police Chief says the 2 adults injured suffered minor to moderate injuries. Officials said all railroad crossing signs and warning signals were activated and functioning properly at the time of the collision. Well, a brazen robbery of a pharmacy delivery driver in Pennsylvania. Here's CBS's Stacy Lynn.
Then Salem police were called to Smart Choice Pharmacy for reports of a robbery. Investigators say 3 suspects attacked a delivery driver as he dropped off GLP-1 weight loss drugs, including Ozempic and Mounjaro. The packs were said to be worth about $16,000. The pharmacist said he was
shocked. Never ever happened in my 10 plus years of retail business.
Police say the suspects traveled from New York City and fled, but were later tracked down and arrested. The stolen drugs were recovered. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
2 Propel School staff members have been let go from their positions after they made what the school said were inappropriate posts on social media about President Trump and Iran. The employees were originally placed on leave, but Saturday afternoon, the charter school system said the decision